I believe that this is a time when God is calling forth for people to rise up, even from 2 Chronicles 7:14. That the first step is that if we would pray and seek His face and love Him, that we would have an awareness of His presence, which would cause us to have the grace to be able to repent and turn away from our wicked ways. And turning away from our wicked ways are not maybe as easy as praying, but because it acknowledges the fact that we have to be willing to be honest and transparent and accountable, and all these issues that are very difficult issues in government as well as in the business world. I work with CEOs of different companies, and one of the hardest things that I find is that they're not always open to be transparent with you, and they hide behind many masks. And I believe that this is a time when that we are asking, God's asking for us to remove the mask and for us to come into a place of real authenticity of who we are as a people. And this is not just a problem in the world, but I see it as a problem also in the church, or in what we would call the marketplace movement. And so this is an important time for us to be willing to step forward and not to be ashamed to be ethical. I think shame is a major issue that it covers people's lives and the ability of them to be honest and transparent. And God is saying to us that we need to step forward. We need to be bold. We need to step forward and declare, that we are people that are going to stand for righteousness. We're going to stand for the principles of holiness, and we are going to stand up as a nation within a nation. And that, I believe that God is calling us in this hour to step forward by being bold and not being afraid, and saying that with God we know that all things are possible, and that there's nothing impossible if we would just believe. And the problem looks, as you look at it, it looks so huge and it looks almost impossible. But we know that as we work with God, that God, all things are possible. And so this is an hour that God is raising up Unashamedly Ethical, I believe, to have a voice. One of the things I've noticed is that we've lost our voice. We've lost the ability as a people to have a voice in the nations of the world. It used to be that people, pastors and leaders would have a voice in government and have an effect in those places. But somewhere we've lost the ability, we've lost the voice. And I believe that God is saying to Unashamedly Ethical that I'm giving you a voice. I'm going to give you a voice that's going to have a new sound, and it's going to have a sound that's going to resound throughout the nations of the world, and that it's going to vibrate, and it's going to cause the hearts of people to respond, because corruption is a problem that's causing many lives to be affected. We start with the corruption of the heart, where we know that the heart is deceitfully wicked, and we know that no man knoweth it except God. And so we know that the heart, that's where we begin with, is with the heart. But then that heart works out into all different areas of business. And are we doing business honestly? Are we doing business? Are we being honest in our relationships? And a few years ago, God had given me a dream and said that there would be a people, a people both in marketplace and government and in other areas that would rise up, and they would have a heart that would be willing to love and to care for each other. one that would not be focused on selfish ambition and all these issues that have an effect of causing us to rise to corruption. And the major reason for corruption, I believe, has to do with people's identity and the fact that they have broken identities. And when you have a broken identity, then you have to do whatever you can do to get love and acceptance and approval. But when God is saying that that his love is unconditional, and that love is going to touch the hearts of many people this hour, and that God's love is the key. And I believe that Unashamedly Ethical is a vehicle, is a movement that God is going to use to show and demonstrate the love of God. Not only God's love, but love through one another. And as we do that, it will uproot, I believe, the tree of corruption that has been planted, seeds of corruption that have been planted, and belief systems that have been planted for generations. And I believe God is going to give that ability and that authority to do that.